Hi Andy, how you doing?
Oh, hi, Alex. Yeah, not too bad, thanks.
Cool. So what this video is, we just decided to do a little interview really, just like I thought it could be a cool, maybe the start of a series on YouTube, just see where it goes really. So because there's nothing really out there like this. So I thought if me and Andy just have a chat, we don't really know each other that well. So yeah, I thought we'd just chat for a bit and talk about locksmithing. So, Andy, what? Let's take it back to when you were at school. What did you study when you was at school?
So when I, I studied design technology
Okay.
and business studies, basically. So when I was at school, in my mind, I wanted to become somebody like an inventor. So I wanted to be on Dragon's Den.
Okay.
Yeah, I
I
wanted
love
to
Dragon's
be.
Den.
Yeah, that's it. I wanted to create something and make a business from that. Um, and that was my dream, basically. I still do want to do that, but
Yeah.
just it never really happened. And then but I did a degree in product design, actually, and
Okay.
I ended up with just office job after office job,
What
doing
kind of
computer.
office jobs?
So if you do a degree in product design,
Yeah.
you almost guaranteed you go into engineering,
Okay.
um, which is it gets less away from inventing things and more into just maths equations and
Mm,
yeah, I mean, and there's a lot of jobs in that, and
yeah.
you get pulled into it. So I did that, and I found that it just kind of just wasn't for me. Um,
Yeah.
so
So it wasn't
yeah.
the exciting side of product design. Then it was more
No,
the
I mean,
boring side.
I was still designing things. So I
Yeah.
was designing underground water pipe systems for Yorkshire Water. So
Okay.
it was designed, but nothing fun. Nothing exciting.
Yeah. And what was your dream when you say you wanted to be an inventor? What did you have like something in mind that you wanted to invent or?
Um, yeah, so I just wanted to invent products, and but just to make me rich, basically.
Yeah.
um, I just I wanted to be the next Reggie sauce or anything like crazy like
Levi
that.
Roots, wasn't it? The
That's it.
Rasta guy. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Um,
know. I think everyone who watches Dragon's Den has that thing like they think, I've had that idea, or that's so some of
yeah.
them are so simple and you just think, why didn't I think of that? And it's like, I've done the same. And just
Yeah, that's it. So, and but yeah, thinking of it is one thing, and then actually doing action against to do it to make it happen is another.
yeah,
It's and When I had some good ideas. I'm and now that I'm into locksmithing, I am actually thinking of. I've got loads of ideas for tool designs for different
yeah.
things, and I've not done anything yet, but I might do. I might get into that, actually.
Have you heard of a guy called Stephen Key?
Um, does he work for the MLA? Does he?
No, no, it's nothing to do with locksmithing. It's he's like an inventor. I've got a book on him somewhere.
Hmm.
Something about your next big idea. Did have a book about it. It's like one great idea or something. Basically, he licenses products, so he gets an idea for a product,
Hmm.
and then rather than go through the trouble of getting a patent and everything, he
Oh
basically
yes.
he basically gives his idea to another company and says like, you can license my idea and just give me royalties.
Hmm.
So I'll put it in the chat. Stephen Key's name is, but
Yeah,
he's also
I've
got a
read it, actually.
YouTube channel. I want to show you the book because it's actually a great book. Because I thought to myself, you know, this would be a great idea to invent something. Right now, there we go. This is the book. One simple idea. Do you have this one?
Yes, I have read it, and in that book, he actually mentions a company in which I own 15%, basically.
Okay.
And, it's called a stable cam, and it was the first ever camera stabilizer. You know, like a gimbal.
Okay.
Yeah. So the guy who invented that is in America, and I invested in that basically when it was first starting, and so I have 15% of it.
Oh, awesome!
And it's mentioned in that book somewhere. I can't remember where. And
so you may well be rich one day then if you've got 15%. Sounds pretty good.
Yes, well, yeah, maybe. But I think it did well, but it's kind of been overtaken by all sorts of other things. Yeah, China and motorized gimbals and all this kind of thing.
Okay.
It was okay, you know.
Yeah.
But no, it's interesting. That guy, he does a training course about licensing.
Yeah.
I don't know how much it is, but and he helps people with all that kind of thing. It's definitely an interesting avenue to get into.
Yeah, because I think there was, I remember him saying something in the book that he does a lot of this stuff with toys. So he had like those like little basketball hoops with the suction pad, and you just stick it to a wall. He had that. They were on the market already, but then all he did was put Michael Jordan above it. Said he managed to get permission from Michael Jordan somehow, and then just had like a plastic figure of Michael Jordan above it, and then he rolled those out and made millions from that. It's crazy. Just a simple thing.
And you just have to have the idea, and you don't actually have to do it much work, and just license it out. And what else? He mentioned there's somebody else who, something very simple. They just got poker chips, for playing poker.
Oh yeah.
And they branded each poker chip set with a university's logo.
I think I've heard about that one.
Yeah, and then they got their permission somehow, and then they licensed it to, I don't know exactly, but really simple. It's just it's not.
That's it.
A rock,
Yeah, I think everyone has these ideas, but if you don't implement, then nothing will happen. It's the same with everything.
That's it. So, but I'm making a tool for. It's to do with installing mortise locks. That's something I'm making.
Like a jig.
Yeah, it's like a jig. I know there are existing jigs, and but it kind of works with a sober tool already.
Okay.
It's like an addition to that, basically, something that they've not thought of. So it might be something I can license to them. Maybe, I don't know. But I mean, it's not like a mass product, but it's interesting anyway.
Oh, wicked. So we went a little sidetrack there, but so from college, so you wanted to do the whole product design and inventing, done some various office jobs after that. Then what did you do after that?
So I just did office job after office job, and then I just kind of, to be honest, it was I've got a friend in Lancaster who's locksmith, and he's just used to tell me about his day and saying things like he's done 2 jobs today, started at 10, finished at
12.
12, and he's earned 400 quid. I'm like, that's not fair.
You're doing 8 hours in the office.
I get by in a week, and I'm stuck here 8 hours a day. And that's when I thought, I'm not. I need to get. It wasn't necessarily locksmithing. I just wanted to get into some sort of trade, because I noticed there was becoming a lack of tradesmen, at least in this country, and possibly I don't know about the others, and so that's why I wanted to get into it basically. And,
and he was from Lancaster, you said.
Yeah.
And what part of England are you from?
Well, I was born in Leeds, and then I lived in Derby for a while, then Lancaster, then back to Leeds.
Okay.
So I'm back in Leeds now. And then,
so you saw your friend making all this money, and you thought,
yeah, it's not just I also free. I just saw him with all his free time as well, and I just thought that I want to do something like that, and so I got speaking to him about it, and yes, he kind of got me interested in it, and I started watching some videos on YouTube about it as well, and came across some all sorts of little videos.
Yeah, and I guess because you've got like an inventor brain, you could call it, like a logical brain, I guess, that's probably why you was attracted to locksmithing in general, I think, because I'm kind of the same. I'm into magic myself, like close-up magic. So when I see magic tricks and things like that, I like to think of the logical way around it, That's kind of, some of that comes into locksmithing, it's not, there's always other ways around things and things like that. So I'm guessing like you were naturally drawn to that kind of stuff, would you say? Or
it's drawn to that, and like you say, locksmithing is very similar because there's no hard and fast rules. A lot of it is puzzle solving and thinking how to get around this issue. Obviously, some jobs are all the same, changing a cylinder, but there are some jobs that require some creative thinking, especially if you don't have the right tools.
I said, because most of it's really easy. I think you earn your money on like the odd job, don't you? Like when you have to pick a mortise or something like that.
Yeah.
The rest of it's, once you can do it, so easy.
Yeah, that's it. To start with, you need. Well, I needed some advice, and I was calling people, make friends with locksmiths. But after a year or two, I think you've come across most of the odd jobs, the strange mechanisms, the obsolete things, and how to replace them, and it gets easier.
For sure. Yeah. So when you you reached out to your friend, was he happy to teach you anything, or was he kind of a bit protective of his knowledge?
I was in a unique situation. So I lived in Lancaster because my wife worked there, but he also knew that I would be leaving Lancaster in a few months to go to Leeds, because we were going to go back to live there. So
you wasn't direct competition. Yeah.
No threat to him. So that was I'm not sure what would have happened if I don't think maybe it wouldn't have helped as much if I was staying there. But there are locksmiths around me that do help.
Yeah.
And usually you find that the ones that help are the ones which are already successful, and they're so busy that they just don't care, because you're no threat to them, and they've got their contracts and everything. So
I think it's a mindset as well. Like when people think, oh, there's competition and all this, if you do a good job and you help other people, normally those jobs are coming back to you anyway. So if you're going to, pass a job on to someone else, they're going to give it back to you. It's normally the ones who are the locksmiths who only do it for 6 months. I find they're the ones with like the scarcity mindset, and they're trying to overprotect everything. But the ones who are there fully established, like you say, the successful ones, they're not worried about competition.
Yeah, well, that's it. But there's some funny situations. I've got CCTV system in my house, and I watched it one day, and it showed. I'm not going to say the name of, but one of the locksmiths who's very competitive, and he doesn't help anybody, and sees everyone as a threat. And he there's a video of him pulling up in his van outside my drive, and he walks down my drive having a look around, just really weird, like checking out the competition.
Yeah.
I wasn't there, obviously. I think he was
checking out your van, you mean?
I think, well, my van wasn't there, so but he must have got my address from Google, and he's having a good look around to see. I don't know what he's looking for, really. Just possibly to see if I was real, see if it was a real address. I don't know.
How strange.
I never spoke to him about it.
I don't know about you, but I don't have time to do stuff like that. Too busy working.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so your friend was happy to train you up. Did he give you a lot of hands-on training, or was it more like you going to him asking for, bits and pieces? Or
no, so he was very successful as well. So he didn't have much time for hands-on stuff, but it'd just be answer the call and on WhatsApp video, basically.
Oh, okay, that's pretty cool.
That got me out of most tricky situations.
Yeah. And did you go on any courses, any in-person courses or anything like that?
Yes, I did. I actually did a 5-day course with they're called MPL.
Okay, yeah, I've heard they got like a blue logo or something.
Well, I'm not sure if that's the MLA. Is MPL or MLA?
MLA is yellow, isn't it? So perhaps it's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah.
So I did that. It was good, and I got some good contacts from that. And that's how I got into doing boarding up as well, because they have an agreement with Rapid Secure, or a big boarding up company here, who've got the police contract. Mm-hmm. So as soon as you finish their course, you can kind of sign up with them.
Okay.
And I did that. I didn't expect much from it at first. They just said,
"So do they give you the work as well that they generate?"
So they have a police contract, basically. So whenever anybody gets burgled, the police have to use that company, and they subcontract it to you.
Oh, okay.
And so originally we promised one job a day.
Yeah.
Which is about £50.
Okay.
And then I got 2 a day. Then it got 3, 4, and then it just got busier and busier.
Wow.
Yeah, I still do that, but I'm trying to do less of that and more of my own stuff.
Yeah. And did you try any of the other national companies?
Yes.
Basically, the call centers.
Yeah. I don't know if you have it there, but it's. Should I mention it? I'm not sure. Should I say names?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
There's one called. Yeah, I did them for about a year.
Wow. And, it's a long time.
Yeah. And I think you get about 40% of the job.
Yeah, but it's good practice if you're starting out, I guess, and you're not generating as many jobs as you could. Then
that's it. I think you got to get the balance right. Some people think that as soon as you finish a course, you're going to be really busy. You put your website on and you get loads of calls. It does take some time, so it's good to have something. 40% is better than nothing.
Yeah, and I think the practice you get, because they are quite consistent with the jobs, I guess, but the money side of it's not great. But you get that practice in. You're basically getting paid to train, really.
That's it, and you get a steady stream of jobs. and have a bit of practice. And if you mess up, it's not you don't get the bad review. Somebody else does.
That's it. Yeah, it's not on your name.
Yeah. So that's why I didn't get any branded van for a long time, because I don't want people to get mixed up, with me. And
yeah,
I do still bits of work for them sometimes.
Okay. Hello.
Say hello.
Hello.
This is Amber. I don't know if you remember. She actually did a video for you a long time ago.
Oh yeah.
She said something.
Wow,
I can't remember what. Something like a go on Alex's course or something. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. So yeah, but yeah, I do recommend working for nationals for at least for a few months.
Yeah.
And hand your business cards out. That's what I did. Hand your business cards out for each job.
Sure.
And just say, next time, call me.
Mm.
Why not?
Yeah. Why not? Yeah, I mean they do take their fair share anyway. So
yeah, I think they don't even say that you can't do it. They don't. I don't think they care. I think they know everybody does it. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. So did you start your own website as well, or did you just rely on those?
I started my website right at the very beginning because I knew that it would take a long time.
Yeah.
To get it ranking anywhere on Google, and it has taken a long time.
Yeah.
And so I started it right at the very beginning. But I didn't get much. Yeah, I didn't get much from it, but it was there.
Yeah, it's in the background and it's climbing up slowly.
That's it, because Google does prefer older sites, basically. So now it's about, I don't know, 2.5 years old, maybe.
Yeah. Where are you sitting now for like your top keyword? You won't have to tell me what your keyword is, but where are you sitting for that now? If someone types that in.
I'm on page 1 and I'm 7th from the top.
Have you ever gone higher than that? Because it does fluctuate, doesn't it, as well?
I've never gone higher. I've gone lower, but not higher. I've never gone past 7. But I will. I've got some plans to do that. I do my SEO myself. I don't pay anybody, so I think that's pretty good, considering I'm on page 1. But I'm big time into SEO. It's like a side business for me. I study it. I've done courses in it.
It's worth the investment. It's definitely worth it because SEO companies charge a fortune.
And they don't do much, I don't think.
No.
Some of them.
No. And if you go to a web designer, they're going to build your website and that's it. So anything ongoing, you really do need to at least learn the basics, If you can get SEO Yoast plug in and just do some basics, I think it's necessary nowadays, unless you've got money to pay for SEO. I think it's necessary.
Well, yeah, I mean, some people are paying. I know a couple of the people in the top 5 in my area, and 3 of them are paying about $400 a month, and they don't really know what they're getting for that.
Yeah, it's a lot of money. Yeah,
I can see what's happening, and
not much.
A lot of them they're getting backlinks from Indian websites, and it does seem to be working. But I think Google will catch on, and they'll just get dropped as soon as that happens. They'll get dropped. Whereas I'm doing it properly. I'm doing it this very slow way, but all my, I'm doing it very. Anybody recommends to me, it's quality, so backlinks, quality content, all that kind of stuff. So if
like manual outreach.
If I ever get to be in the top 3, I'll stay there. I won't get penalized. Yeah.
That's what I noticed on my website. Once I finally hit the top spot, I think I've been like number 1. Sometimes I go number 2 for about 3 or 4 years now, and just kind of stays there. But I noticed when I first started, like the higher my website went, the more work you get. It's literally that simple. Once you hit number one, if you're in the maps area plus number one on Google, you can't get much better than that, really, unless you do paid ads as well. Then you're in all three spots.
Then you have to pass that on to the customer. So I do actually do paid ads, but I have a separate website for that.
Okay, so it doesn't damage your.
Yeah, because the way I see it is, if people click on the adverts, I have to charge more.
Yeah,
because you just have to. And some people are not happy with that. But because we just don't understand it, we don't understand why it costs more. But it has to cost more if you click in on the ads. And so I've got a separate website, and it avoids me getting bad reviews from people. Unfortunately, most people are happy, but you never know. So I keep it completely separate to my organic site.
Yeah, that's a smart way to do it. I've never thought about doing that. So is it kind of like a generic looking site that's unbranded then?
That's it. So you can be whatever you want. Different phone number as well.
Yeah. Does that rank organically, or is that just solely?
So I don't even try to do anything with it organically, because I just use it for Google Ads, basically.
Good idea.
Yeah. And obviously, you have to be a little bit careful when you're pulling up in the van, if you still got your logo on the van. But I'm not talking about ripping people off.
No,
but just it's just that you have to charge more to cover the ads cost.
And there's so many other costs that go into it. Your van, your insurance, your tools, marketing, everything. So. I think it's fair enough. And if you're quoting people before you go out and they agree to it, then it's not a rip-off. I think what is bad is if you don't quote and you go out to the job, do the job, and then say, cough up 200-300 or whatever.
Well,
that's not fair.
That's kind of what some of the national companies will do. What they will do is, they'll give them some sort of generic blurry price for, say, £70 for a lock repair.
Plus labour, plus that.
Call out fee. But it's never, the job is never, you can never repair a lock. It always needs either a new one or that's in the best case, or maybe even a new gearbox or mechanism. So it's never going to be £70. Nobody's ever going to repair a lock. I don't even know how you could do that.
Really. No, I mean, when you do repair it, it's likely to go wrong again anyway. So then the customer has to pay twice. So
that's it. So I did feel a bit awkward with working for the Nationals, because just with the pricing sometimes, because they think that it all goes to you. Yeah, they don't really understand.
So you were doing the domestic side of things. For how long would you say you were trading on the domestic side? Before you because you got into the auto as well, didn't you?
Oh yeah. So I got all.
How long after you started the domestic did you start auto?
Oh, I'd say only about 6 months.
Oh wow. Pretty quick.
But I can't do full auto. I like you yourself. I just mainly do gaining entry.
Okay.
I might do. It's something I might look into, but at the moment, I just gaining entry. I'm making cloning keys.
Okay. So you've got a key cutting machine then, and a cloner. Yeah.
I think it's a good step if you want to get into that. It's a good way to do it.
Good way to start.
Yeah, because then if you do want to go further, you've got the picks, you've got the machine, you just need the diagnostic equipment.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still quite a lot expensive, but at least you're halfway there, you know.
Yeah, sure.
But I don't think I'll need to do. I don't think I'll need to do that. I think I'm happy enough, I'm busy enough with my own stuff.
So, what does your average week look like at the moment? How many hours would you say you work?
I would say currently, I do a lot. Work about 6 to 8 hours a day.
Yeah. Wow.
A lot. But I will go out until quite late.
Yeah.
I'll go out until 11, 12 at night. I used to do even more. I'd used to go out in the early hours. But as you get busier in the daytimes, you soon stop doing that.
Yeah.
I remember when I first started, I thought I'll definitely go out at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Same. I used to take on all those jobs, and then
because you think, I'll earn a fortune, but then you think, nah, I've already made it. So
it's because you're super keen in the beginning, and or if you just get older and you can't be bothered to do it anymore. But yeah, I remember when I started, I was happy to get up at 3 a.m. and crazy hours. I actually enjoyed it, but now, no, I normally subcontract that work out.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, if you were brand new to it and you've had no work all day, and you just sat there waiting for a call, and you get one at 3 o'clock in the morning, then why not? That could be a day's wage in an hour.
Exactly. Yeah.
But you got to set your limits. If you're just working all the time, you just
just burn out.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't have to answer this, but what would you say your best earning day is? You can say approximately, like, how much have you made in one day?
In one day, my highest was about 800.
800, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's profit.
Okay.
Now I know about that. It can be more if you get into auto.
Yeah, and if you do the night stuff as well.
Yeah. But that's good for me.
But that's not bad. I remember when I left school, my first job, I was working in a key cutting store. Well, I guess I can say the name, Timpson's. And that's how much I was getting paid per month, was 800.
Well,
I remember, and that was that long ago that they gave you your wages in a little brown envelope, cash.
Yeah.
Yeah. A long time ago.
Yeah. So. It's amazing though. It's just but so I mean you can do really good money, and it soon disappears somehow. So
yeah.
I don't know where it goes. But I guess I reinvest quite heavily. So I got
back into your locksmith business.
Yeah, yes. So I like to have I've got stock of everything almost. Yeah. Gear, thousands on gearbox, every type, every size. You don't have to do that, but I just like to be. I don't like wasting time going to a job and then going back and ordering the parts, and I don't like that. So I reinvest a lot.
So what would you, let's say if anyone's watching this video and they're thinking about becoming a locksmith, they're not sure where to start or how to go about it, what would your advice be to learn the fastest, I guess?
Best way is, well, first of all, what I did at the start was you kind of procrastinate. So you think, well, I'm not going to do any course because everything's on YouTube. So you spend, I spent weeks just watching everything on YouTube. And then I thought, but wait a minute, I still don't really feel confident to do this in the real world. So then I did an online course, then I did a real 5-day course. And then I put some money down, and it kind of made me take it seriously. It kind of makes you commit a little bit.
When you pay attention, they say.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and then when you start to take it seriously, and then long term, the best way is making connections with other locksmiths.
Yeah.
And if there's none in your city, find one in another city, because there's plenty of online locksmith forums where you can meet people.
It's not the same. Yeah.
You know, and that's one of the good ways to learn.
Sure. Yeah, I think that's super important, and that's going to take you a lot further, a lot quicker, just by having a mentor or someone you can chat to.
Because you're learning from their mistakes.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's not a burden to them. Many of them quite enjoy teaching the new guy. Quite makes them feel important. So,
sure. Yeah. So if you was to give someone 3 tips, let's say that's the first one, then they would
mentor,
network. They would network with people, try and make connections in the industry. What would tip number 2 be? Putting you on the spot.
Get some training.
Training.
Yeah, get some training just to get you a solid grounding, give you a good start.
Yeah.
It's proper training. And 3, what was it again? What was the question?
Like a top tip for someone starting out. Yeah,
okay.
Someone brand new.
3, get a website.
Yeah.
Even if you don't know what to do with it, get a website and just dump it and sit on it, and until you, and then if you want to come to it one day, build it, then you can do it. But just it's not expensive.
Do you know one thing that stops people doing that? I hear it a lot. They say, "Oh, why would I start the website now? Because I'm not ready." They think that they're going to put the website up, and then tomorrow they're going to get floods of calls.
Yeah.
They're not going to know what to do, or they can't attend the jobs. But that's never going to happen. It's going to take a long time, and you
can take up to a year before you. But what I would say to that is to people, if you're really worried about that, don't
put your number on there.
Don't put your number, or put another locksmith's number. They'll be happy.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or just
take commission.
Put your number and pass it on, and maybe don't even take commission on the cup, and just make a friend.
Exactly. Yeah. That'd be a great way to start building connections. If you built your website, you started getting jobs, and you just called another locksmith and said, "Look, do you mind if I pass you these jobs?"
Yeah.
They're going to love you for it, and they're going to, once you're trained up, they're then going to pass jobs back.
Well, that's it. And there's always times when a locksmith, the others, they want to go on holiday, and they can't get to a job, and they'll definitely pass you things back.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So that was some really good tips. So tip number 1 was networking. Tip number 2 was get some training. However you do it, if you can find a mentor, if you can go on a course, even those national companies you said help, because you're getting paid to train, even though you're not getting paid very well, but just take it as it comes in the beginning. Then tip number 3, start the website before you're ready.
Yeah, I say tip number 4 is just do it.
Just do it. Yeah.
So just do it, because I used to suffer from this, and I'd have a call for a job, and it's not something I recognize, and so I used to decline it, and then I do a lot of research on it, and think, but then I just realized, well, wait a minute. As long as it's not an emergency lockout, maybe it's just a door repair, just give it a shot. The worst situation is you can't do it.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
But most of the time you can. You just you struggle for a bit, and and that's it, and you do it.
Yeah.
If you're not confident with the lockout, maybe don't do it in that situation, because it might be a bit embarrassing if if you can't get them in. But for anything else, give it a shot.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean you don't want to be damaging a customer's door, but at the same time, you can't shy away from every job. You need to try. You might walk away a little bit embarrassed, but who cares? They're not going to remember it for very long. And
no, and you're
not going to be on the national newspapers about it. So don't worry.
It's very rare, but if it happens, just say no charge. And sorry.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Thing if you're honest.
Yes. I guess some people would still try and charge, but that'd be too embarrassing for me.
Yeah. No. So, any plans for the future? I heard recently that you made like a milestone. You were doing some really good revenue in your business. You hit 6 figures.
Yes. My next goal, actually, I had an interesting one today. Something I'm getting more into I'm getting more into commercial work.
Okay.
So I went today to have a look, and it's a big company in the center.
Okay.
It's I'm not going to say the company, but they want 60 doors with fresh fit mortise locks installing.
Yeah. Wow.
So that would be the biggest I've ever done.
Yeah.
If I get it, I'm going to calculate that tonight and quote it. I'm not sure what to quote yet, so.
You might need your invention for that job, the mortise jig.
Oh, it's not ready yet, but I've got the sober tool anyway.
Yeah,
I mean, 60 locks. I might even need to get somebody to come with me. Yeah, because I don't know.
They're mortise locks, you said.
Yeah, Euro mortise.
Oh yeah, quite.
And I'm pretty slow with them. Or I think it would take days, to be honest.
About an hour per door, roughly, probably.
Yeah. And tidying up, but
that's the biggest part, isn't it? Sweeping up is the worst part.
I was thinking of investing in because I use DeWalt equipment. I was thinking of investing in a DeWalt battery powered vacuum cleaner.
Yeah,
they do sell them.
I do have like a little battery one. While it charges in the van, it just plugs into the cigarette lighter. But I think it was about £40 on Amazon. It's just a little thing like that.
Right.
Doesn't have a bag, just fills up and you empty it. It's quite handy.
That's handy. I mean, DeWalt do one, but being DeWalt, it's probably about 300 or something.
Yeah,
so you kind of think, is it worth that? But if it saves you time and you're doing a lot like that, then maybe.
Yeah, maybe that's when you need an apprentice to go around and sweep up after you.
That's it. Just to do little basic things like that.
Yeah.
But no, I hope I get that, and I think I'm going to price it quite competitively, not necessarily super cheap, because I don't think they got plenty of money. They're not. I think they're just after somebody who they trust. So that's the main thing.
Yeah.
If I get that, then I can make a case study for the website.
Yeah, sure.
It'd be really good.
Yeah.
Hopefully you can get more.
Yeah, it will show a lot of social proof that you're a trusted company.
That's it. Yeah. So
and
then I can hopefully get into more commercial work.
Yeah, cool. So that's your plan for the future, is to get more of those lucrative contracts that are more ongoing.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, because I got in with a few estate agents back in the day, and they still pay me to this day. If you just offer them a cheaper rate than you would to the general public, because of the amount of work they're giving you, you can reduce the price. And I'm still getting those jobs today, so it's really good.
I need to focus on. I've not really targeted the estate agents much, but it's definitely an option. Yeah. I know of another locksmith who he goes around to the estate agents with like a gift. Gives them a gift,
Okay.
like a box of chocolates and his business card.
Yeah.
Just something to make them remember him a bit.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
most of them have already got somebody that they use, so you need to stand out.
Yeah. So he's trying to bribe them basically with chocolates.
Yeah.
Probably works.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. So,
Yeah.
but
Because I think those kind of contract, once you're in there, you're in there. If you do consistently do a good job, they're too comfortable to change, so they don't tend to change unless you're offering it for a fraction of the price, but then it wouldn't be worth it.
yeah, but we're not bothered about set because you have to set it all up again. And but
Exactly.
so that's how a good way to get in. This is what somebody else told me, is just keep trying, because one day, if the person they use is not available, then that's when they'll use you.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate for that person, but then you probably start to get about half of the work.
Yeah. If you do a good job on that first one.
Yeah, that's it. So
if you're there in about 5 minutes and pick up keys, deliver keys. That's the problem with estate agents. They're always, can you pick up the keys from this street, change the locks, return the keys to that? Then it's all running around. But, it's kind of the bread and butter work all in between.
Yeah, that's it. I do some estate agents, and sometimes what I used to do was I'd post the key back because I just didn't want to. Sometimes I go to Bradford, and I didn't want to spend an hour in the city centre traffic to return the key after doing. I'd just stick it in the post box, pay £1.
Yeah,
and that's it.
Yeah, don't blame you.
As long as they don't need it back immediately, it's fine.
Yeah, that sounds like a good tip. I might use that one.
Yeah. Oh, and sometimes, with their permission, I would take a copy of the key and make a copy.
Yeah.
In case I ever need to do anything again.
And it's a good idea. Yeah. And then you could be almost like, I've always been curious about like the key holding companies. They just hold keys for people and charge money. I was wondering if that could be another add-on business, but I don't know, perhaps I haven't researched it enough, but there are companies that just hold keys for people. So
yeah, it seems like easy money in theory. Maybe it's something I'm missing, but yes, worth looking into. It's kind of a lot of security companies do it, don't they? CCTV and key holding.
Yeah.
But I think it's all about just as long as you look like you're a trustworthy company, and anybody can hold a key. I don't know if there's some sort of requirements of where to keep it. I don't know.
No. Do you do much like master suiting systems up for blocks of flats or?
No, I don't. But because I've only just started getting into commercial, so I think I probably will. Actually, the one I went to today, they want it to be
key to like.
master key. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Nowadays, you can just order it already pinned up. So.
Well, that's it. That's
much easier.
That's probably what I would do.
Because I spent like the first 2 years of my apprentice just pinning up cylinders on the bench. That's what back then. That's what I thought locksmithing was. I was like, wow, I didn't get into this to sit on the bench all day putting these locks together. But I guess it was good practice for seeing how the locks work and everything like that. But nowadays, you just pick up the phone and say, I want 6 locks, all key to like, 1 sub key, 1 master key, and you're away.
Well, that's it. And I've never actually repinned a lock. I've replaced a lot of locks where they want 2 paired alike for back conservatory doors, and I've just got a set of different size cylinders ready to go. I've just got pairs in different sizes. So I just take off the shelf.
Yeah.
So I don't need to even order them anymore. Just I've got them on the van basically.
Oh, pretty organised.
So yeah, no, it's a good little upsell as well. Sometimes you're changing the lock, maybe it's been damaged in a burglary or it's just broken, and you say, well, would you like the other one changing as well? Because then it can be keyed same key. So it's a bit of an upsell. Yeah,
I find that with the crossover between the auto and the domestic, you can like if they lose their car keys, you can say, "Oh, did you have your house keys on the bunch?" And then you can change the house locks, and then vice versa. So it's always little upsells you can do.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah,
yeah. And another one is those like digital door viewers, like the peephole, but they're an actual camera.
Oh yeah,
they're quite a good upsell as well, just because they look cool and they're quite easy to sell because they look different. You can say, look, this connects to your phone. If you're not in, you can see, who's coming up to your door. And you can just replace an existing peephole without any other fitting. Just swap it out.
I've upsold peepholes before. Some people don't even have a peephole at all. But I've never thought of upselling an existing one with a digital one.
Yeah, just buy one digital one and you keep it in your van. And the next job you do, just say, look, I want to show you this really cool thing. Maybe say to them, I've been fitting these all around your neighborhood just to make it sound like they're selling like hotcakes. And then people, they love them. So
I've always been a bit worried about installing electrical things. I just thought maybe you'll get a lot of phone calls saying, "Oh, I can't get it, batteries died," but it'd fairly straightforward.
Yeah. Just literally unscrew the existing peephole and then screw the digital one on. Some of them you have to open the hole up a little bit because the hole is thicker. But it's an easy upsell.
That's a good idea. I mean, there's always something you can do. Or your letterbox is looking a bit tatty. Do you want? I can fit you a new one whilst I'm here.
Yeah.
Or a handle, maybe a door knocker.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Do you ever get strange requests on a job? Like for example, I've been asked to move a fridge before. I've been asked to fit a toilet roll holder. I've been asked to give people a lift to the shop, all sorts like that. Have you had any funny stories?
I posted a letter for somebody yesterday.
Yeah.
But it was on my way home, so why not?
Yeah.
Somebody asked me to assemble a exercise bike.
Bloody hell.
But
did you do
it? Days, I did it, yeah. But these days are just like I try and find a way to politely decline.
Yeah.
Because you start to become a handyman, and
and the problem is, I don't know if you
cheap prices from handymen. So
and then if you break something, when you do favors for someone, is when something goes wrong. And, if you're asked to fit something on the wall and you crack a tile or burst a pipe or something, then it ends up being a nightmare. So I tend not to get involved.
Well, no, that's it, because it's just like some people think if you're not in the industry, you think it's easy. So you think, oh, tiling, just put some grout down. But actually, it's like same with locksmithing. There's a lot that you don't know about, and you probably shouldn't get involved.
Exactly.
Unless you know, because it can go wrong. So
yeah,
if you want electrical work, get an electrician.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or whatever. Yeah. But a lot of people try it. A lot of people try it on because, especially at the moment, there's quite a lack of tradesmen, and it's hard. People having trouble getting hold of people. So they will say, "Oh, can you do plumbing and things like that?" Yeah.
And that's where you start a multi-trades business and start. I've got a carpenter here and an electrician here.
Well, that's essentially what companies like the Able Group and big companies, that's what they probably how they started, I guess. And
Yeah, that's
they
it.
just list pest control, electrical, plumbing,
Yeah,
and
it just
yeah,
goes
just
on from there.
yeah, that's it. You just become a directory or something.
That's it. Okay, well, we've been over an hour now, so
Yes.
well, we should wrap this up. But it's been great chatting to you, Andy.
Yeah, you too.
And all the best for the future.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you quickly about I know you've got a Locksmith Malaga site. What's the story? What's the story behind that? Do you go out there sometimes to work or something? Or
yeah, so I've got a property in Spain.
Yeah.
So I've done like a little video series about a year ago or something, where I wanted to do like a case study where I build a website and see if I can get it to #1. Now I did cheat a little bit because what I done, I built Locksmith Malaga website, but obviously that's in English, that keyword.
Yes.
But there's loads of expats in Malaga who speak English. So what I done is I bought the domain Locksmith Malaga, threw that up, and I'm not joking, it probably took about 3 weeks to get to #1 for that keyword. Yeah.
That's good.
That website doesn't generate a ton of money, but it's when I'm in Spain, you know, it's beer money. The way I look at it, I'll do a job, quick job. Normally it's English people calling, obviously, because if they're Spanish, they're going to look at the Spanish version. But
they type something different, won't they? I don't know what it would be, but
Cerrajero is in Spanish. But if you've got a holiday, let's say someone's renting an Airbnb or something and they get locked out, they'll just type in Locksmith Malaga. So I did cheat a little bit in the fact that that keyword is easy because it's in English, but just to show you that it does work. If you just build a website and focus, try and find those little pockets of traffic, and So, but yeah, I'll chat.
What do you do when you get the calls and you're in England?
If I'm in the UK,
yeah.
So I know an English locksmith in Spain, kind of next to Malaga. So I just pass that work out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, but we'll chat about that another day.
Yeah. No worries.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a little bit of we went off on a few tangents, but it was good fun chatting. If you like this video, just give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and we'll do more stuff like this. Cheers then.
Bye.